Windows meet status and command.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to BVI Pilots. I'm your host, John, once again. And do I have a very interesting video for you tonight? We're getting ready to check out a video where Elon Musk has came up with a design for a starship to reach Mars in only 5 months. Plus, he's also added, yes folks, warp drive. Stick around, here it comes.
Ops 28.0.3.
Alright folks, we're going to play that
Windows
video
meet 2.
now.
Elon Musk finally reveals new warp drive. 2. 8 minutes 20. Play. K. Blank. Seek slider. Blank. Seek button K. Play. Seek slider. 0 minutes 0 seconds of 8 minutes 28
I
seconds.
hope this will play.
Button K.
And then I've got another story to talk about. I would love to get your guys' feedback on that as well, but let's check this out.
Pause.
Would
K.
you like to go on a trip to Mars? While that sounds interesting, the time the journey takes will discourage many. Using current rockets, the shortest time to get to the red planet is 5 months, and you will have to target a small window that comes once every 2 years. While this piece of information might not mean anything to most people, for Elon Musk it means the failure or success of one of his passionate dreams, setting up people to live permanently on Mars. To make the travel to the planet more bearable, one of the options Musk is considering is warp drive, which promises to reduce the trip time by a large order of magnitude. What is warp drive and how fast can it help Musk put people on Mars? Join us as we dive into how Musk reveals the warp drive starship.
Play. K.
And we're going to pause there for a minute. You guys, if we go back, let's just say, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's go back 20 years. Some of you might not be able to because maybe you're only in your 20s. But I can remember going back 20 years, watching movies with all this futuristic stuff in it. And today we're seeing it more and more every day. Now, Elon Musk, I think this guy is an absolute whiz, a genius. And I mean that. This guy is out to reach barriers that we've never really targeted. We've always talked about going to Mars. But I remember, the talk of going to Mars was, you would have to be, in a rocket for a year or 2 years or whatever it was, I forget, but it was like a much longer time because of what Elon Musk is doing here. 5 months. I mean, that's a long time, but he's broken time in half, and then more than half, really. And then you talk about something that you thought might have been on Star Trek, Star Wars, warp drive. Guys, I'm amazed. I don't know about you. I would love to get your feedback on that. Like, what do you think about what he's doing here? I don't know about you, folks, but I'm all about technology. All about it. There's another story I'm going to be sharing in a little bit. And it's got to do with autonomous flying and a partnership that Xwing established with NASA for autonomous flying. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's continue this.
Pause. K.
Musk has been pushing SpaceX to speed up the development of the Starship. He even asked his engineers to sacrifice their Thanksgiving weekend to fix a problem on the Raptor rocket engine that powers the Starship. While it's a big deal to some of the employees and other non-SpaceX employees, working through the weekend does not faze Musk, who has slept on the factory floor of his companies before. There is a reason Musk wants the Starship to be done as soon as possible. This is because while NASA is content to wait until 2033 to send an astronaut to Mars, Musk wants to do so by 2026.
Play. K.
2026, you guys. This guy is speeding up technology so fast. And I'm just amazed. All right, I'll keep on letting it play. All right, here we go.
Pause.
Is
K.
just 5 years away. While you might dismiss the goal as Musk being over-optimistic as usual with his target, the billionaire CEO has a worst-case scenario of putting humans on Mars by 2031, which is still 2 years earlier than NASA's best plan. Apart from this, Musk thinks there is a window of opportunity available for humans to become interplanetary, and this is the first time the opportunity is possible for humanity. He wants to use the chance quickly as he is unsure the window will be available for long. When you are planning to move 1 million people from the Earth to Mars, as Musk wants to do within a short time, there are several things you need to consider, which we will briefly look at. The first is cost. The first thing to note is that simply having money, tons of it, will not get you to Mars. As Musk said while on Lex Friedman's
I'm making this quick video because it has been 1 month since joining.
Play. K.
Stupid ads. We're going to skip that. Hold on.
Pause. K. Land. Seat sliders. Clickable. Clickable button. Clickable 425. Clickable add one of. Clickable button get it now. Clickable 420. Clickable button white is add. Clickable button skip ads.
interview,
Button M mute key. Clickable button auto plays on. Button F full screen. Heading level 1. Clickable. Button M mute key. Button shift. Button K. Seat sliders. Land. YouTube video. Banner land. Main land. Seat slider. Button K. Pause keyboard short.
Technology, space travel is expensive. In fact, anything involving rocket launches is costly. That is because of the nature of rockets, which are traditionally one-time use vehicles. This mode of using rockets is ridiculous, as Musk pointed out. It is like buying a new car every time you want to go out. While it is mad expensive to do so, it is also complicated because you need a new car built to go out. Most people won't be able to afford going out if that is the only way to use cars, which sort of is what you get with space travel today that only the ultra-rich can indulge in. Obviously, that won't work for Musk, who claims there is a particular cost per ton to go to Mars that will ensure the city established there can sustain itself. Besides, there might not be enough ultra-rich volunteers willing to relocate to Mars, so the price has to come down for most people watching this video to even consider it. However, if there is any company that can reduce the cost of space wandering, it is SpaceX. The company already has a reusable rocket, the Falcon 9, but it is only partially reusable. The booster comes back and lands, but the upper stage is written off, which adds at least $10 million to each launch cost. This brings the launch cost to between $15 and $20 million without accounting for overhead. However, with a reusable spacecraft like the Starship, Musk says you can reduce the cost by a factor of 100, meaning you could have launches of under $2 million. This is the cost to orbit, and obviously the cost to Mars will be more. But if you do the maths by dividing the total cost by the number of people the Starship can carry, which is between 70 and 100, a trip to Mars is not so expensive. In fact, Musk has claimed if you want to relocate to Mars, you can fund your ambition by selling your house. However, even with the lowest price, there is another factor you have to consider when going to Mars: time. Apart from astronomical costs, distance is another barrier to deep space jaunt. Like it has been mentioned in this video, you need to budget at least 5 months of your life to travel to Mars. This could stretch into a year, depending on when you take off. Now, what could happen if you spend 5 months in space? The journey will take a physical and mental toll on you. It is not a great idea to spend 5 months in microgravity conditions. You lose bone density, with the bones in your pelvic area taking the biggest hit. You could even get kidney stones and lose some of your bone's ability to heal. That is not all of the health implications, because your muscle mass and strength reduce, making you weaker. You also have to contend with radiation, which is plenty in deep space. If the spacecraft is not properly shielded, you will end up with more health complications. You could even go sterile and not be able to contribute to the gene pool of the new Martian community. And really, do you want to experience anything going wrong while you are out there in space all on your own? Because the more time you spend on the trip, the greater the chances of something going wrong. The best thing is to spend as little time in space as possible. Also, what would it look like being cooped up in the confines of a spacecraft with more than 90 strangers? Tempers will flare and fights can even break out. In fact, Musk recognizes this and wants to cut down the trip to Mars to a month or even less. This is where a very powerful spacecraft that moves fast comes in. Granted, Musk already has the Starship, or will have it. It is the most powerful rocket ever built, with the ability to launch more than 100 tons of cargo to orbit at a time, but an even faster spacecraft will serve Musk better. One technology that holds lots of promise is warp travel. As a Star Trek fan, at which Musk is too, you must have seen the technology in action in the fictional world. Musk has been connected to warp drive technology for some time. In fact, famous scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson took to Twitter to ask Musk to stop messing around with mundane stuff like rockets, Hyperloop electric trucks, and even Neuralink, and instead concentrate his effort on developing warp drive. While deGrasse's request was made in jest, Musk's response was interesting and shows he knows how best to apply the tech. He responded that setting up a city on Mars and regularly commuting between Earth and Mars will be a powerful driving force for inventing warp drive. Musk has repeated his claim that a Mars settlement will spur the development of warp drive technology in interviews. Now, how does warp drive work? The idea is to compress the space between you and the star or planet you want to go to. It is done by creating a bubble of flat space-time around the spaceship and curving space-time around that bubble to reduce distances. That way, you are not going to the star, but the star actually comes to you. Sounds a bit complicated? Wait until you hear the rest. To compress or warp space-time, you need negative energy or negative mass. Scientists have never observed negative mass, leaving negative energy as the only option. To create negative energy, a warp drive would use an amount of mass to create an imbalance between particles and antiparticles. This imbalance results in negative energy density and creates the space-time bubble. Now, the amount of mass needed to create negative energy is impractical because to create a 100-meter bubble, you would require the mass of the entire universe. This poses a problem because you and I need to live somewhere. A physicist has come up with a workaround, though.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
A paper that offers a solution to the problem of the need for negative energy. He showed how positive energy is enough to create a warp drive bubble if you take advantage of hyperbolic space-time instead of linear. This way, a warp drive wouldn't need to use negative energy. How fast can a warp drive spaceship travel through space? Very fast. It can go more quickly than the speed of light. To best grasp how insanely fast this is, the nearest star to us, the Proxima Centauri, is between 17,000 and 76,000 years away from the Earth using the rockets we have today. But with a warp drive starship, it will get there in less than 4 years. A warp drive starship will solve many of the problems Musk has to deal with while promoting his Mars project. For instance, volunteers can quickly return to the Earth if they change their minds, making a massive difference in adventures like this one. Let's hear what you think of the warp drive starship in the comments section below.
Replay keyboard shortcut K. Pause K.
Do you like
Play K.
Is that not amazing or what, you guys? That's wow. That's some really, really cool stuff. So what is your thoughts? What do you think about space travel? Is it your thing or not? What do you think about everything that Elon Musk has done so far? I mean, to me, this guy is really out to go as far as the mind will allow him, really. I mean, seriously. I would love to get your guys' feedback on this. And I would also love if you shared this video, because I would like to get other people's thoughts on this as well. And if you like these kind of videos that I've decided to start doing, let me know, and I will do more of these, which includes news, obviously, in the aviation world. And, of course, I'll keep up with the space stuff as well, because that's another thing that I'm really into. It'd be amazing to go to space. It's one of them dreams where you're reaching and you don't know if you'll ever get it. But, like my mom has always told me, your mom's always told you, child, it's always okay to wish and to dream and to have a very good imagination. And that's true, because who knows, maybe we might never go to space. I might never go, you might never go, who knows? But this guy is really trying to make things possible. And it's interesting to me. All right. So give me your thoughts in the comment section. We're gonna move on here in just a second, but I'd like to see your thoughts down below. Like I said, also be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here. And share it with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, or any other social sites you might be a part of. We would absolutely love to have you. So, next is another story that I came across. We're going to close this.
Button. Ops 28.
Don't need
Windows Media
that.
Player 01. 2. Xwing and NASA launch partnership to develop Noma. 2. Heading level 3 visited link minutes 20. Heading level 3 visited link. It happened. Elon Musk finally reveals new warp drive Starship.
All right, that's the wrong
Ops
page.
28 point. Windows Media Player 01. Xwing and NASA launch
Where
partnership to
is it?
Xwing and link podcast. Link exclusive. Clickable. Clickable features. Clickable. Link main landmark. Xwing and NASA launch partnership. And
All right,
NASA launch
xwing and
partnership.
NASA
Two.
launch
Develop.
partnership to develop
heading level 1. Flight automation.
flight automation.
Link Giacomo Amati. Published 9 hours ago.
This was published 9 hours ago.
Xwing's newly aviation and the Xwing's newly announced.
Xwing's
Partnership
newly announced
with
partnership with NASA aims
further,
to
support further development
support
of
the further
auto-
development
aviation.
of autonomous aviation.
in US.
This is also included for in the
Clickable graphic
U.S.
25 out of Xwing. Out of caption. Has announced a partnership with Link NASA out of link. Link autonomous aviation. Heading level 2 Xwing and NASA together for autonomous aviation.
All right, and it says Xwing and NASA together for autonomous
Link
aviation.
the first company to link the first company
Xwing,
to
the first
adopt
company to
autonomous
adopt autonomous technology
a region.
on a region
Cargo aircraft out of
air
link.
cargo aircraft.
It will
Has
cooperate
announced
with
it will
NASA
cooperate with NASA
develop processes
to develop
and procedures.
processes and procedures
foster autonomous aviation.
to foster autonomous
In
aviation
US
in the U.S.
airspace. Clickable advertisement. Xwing and NASA's and clickable. Xwing and NASA's announced partnership builds upon frame clickable. Out of
We'll
grouping
go down
click, 72
here.
clickable. Clickable the shortest clickable next. Clickable state land add list with 2 items identification for vision based landing. 2 apply processes for enhanced aircraft. 2 apply knowledge through data collection and analysis. Out of list clickable graphics Xwing cargo photo Xwing. The partnership
Okay,
led by
so-
NASA system wide led
Says the partnership led by NASA
safety
system-wide
project
safety
aim
project
to create a
aims to
safety
create a
management
safety
system
management
that
system that
flights
supports routine flights
increase autonomous
for
vehicles
increasing autonomous vehicles
systems ground
and ground
systems.
systems.
Collaboration with
The collaboration with
allow
Xwing
NASA to
will allow
study,
NASA to
industry,
study the industry
adopting a bottom
by adopting a bottom-up
indeed.
approach.
working with
By working
NASA
with Xwing,
will look
NASA
closely
will look
at,
closely
real
at
world EAL dash
the
W
real-world challenges
industry for
faced by the industry, forging a
to
practical path
efficient,
to
develop efficient
develop
processes
efficient processes
procedures.
and
Advertisement recently graphic
procedures.
NASA system wide plays in ensuring safety.
Then it talked about, it's also about safety.
Block quote emerging aviation partner with emerging aviation relies heavily on advanced automation to ensure
Emerging aviation heavily relies on advanced automation
safety. We
to ensure safety.
excited to
We are
partner
excited to
with companies
partner with
like
companies
Xwing
like Xwing
are working to bring novel,
who are working to bring
novel, safe, novel, bring
to bring
novel,
aviation
safe,
safe
to
aviation opportunities
public.
to
out of block
America.
quote heading level will this partner work out of
It
heading
says,
Xwing
will this partnership work?
is a U.S. based autonomous aviation
Xwing is a U.S. autonomous
company
aviation company in
2021
early 2021.
operated
The company
first
operated the
automated
first
cargo
fully automated
flight
cargo flight
says caravan
with a Cessna
retrofitted
Caravan
with company's
retrofitted with the
techno-
company's technology.
What continues
While Xwing
develop
continues
new
to
autonomous
develop new autonomous technology,
is also
the company is also a
100
large part
135
135
carrier linkage
air carrier.
unmodified aircraft unmodified aircraft
It's unmodified aircraft
operates over
fleet
400
operate over 400
flights out of
weekly flights
routine cargo operations
out of routine cargo operations
logistics leader
for the
UPS.
logistics
leader
leader
UPS.
UPS.
will not
Xwing will now share a relevant portion
critical flight and
of critical
flight
flight
ground operations
and
data
ground operations data obtained through
operations
their
in
operations
national airspace
in the
system.
National Airspace System.
Advert once in NAS Xwing shared data will be researchers to validate and evaluate safety management systems for increasingly autonomous aviation.
This to evaluate management systems and safety procedures.
Operations. Additionally, by studying the flight and ground operations data shared by Xwing SWS, researchers also aim to assess the risk of emerging advanced air mobility operations.
Also aim to advance air mobility.
Clickable graphics Xwing air cargo map. Photos Xwing.
So,
tip. Get
here's
latest
the
aviation
thing about
Xwing partnership
this.
with
I mean, we all know what they're talking about here. No pilot. These planes fly from one location to the next without one pilot touching anything. And so it brings me an interesting question. And I support technology 100%. Meaning, if they ever had a vehicle that was fully autonomous, that a visually impaired person could own, which I see that. I can see that happening at some point. I think it'd be crazy for us to say no way that it never happened. Technology is too advanced for it not to happen, I think. I've always said that, when they started, designing these cars that can drive by themselves, I always said in the air would have been a easier place to start. I still think it would be really cool. I mean, in a heartbeat, I would jump in a small airplane. I don't care what it was. If it was able to fly by itself like it, I'd get in the cockpit of any of them. But with this happening, this does, I think, indeed open doors and opportunities and possibilities that could also benefit, those of us that are visually impaired or completely blind. There's a lot of us that, we love to fly. We love, anything about aviation. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that this definitely could open up other doors. But again, maybe not. Who knows? But I think X-wing, they're going places we've never been. They're opening doors that nobody else ever thought of opening, and if they did think about opening it, they were too scared, or they were, fear hit them about, oh no, well, we can't do that because of this policy or that policy. Well, I say we can, and X-wing is think about this. Everything that X-wing has done has came out to be a positive thing, right? So I'm excited about it. I would love to get your guys' thoughts on that, and you can go down below in the comment section, leave me your thoughts on it. What do you think about all this? I love it, absolutely. I think it's really cool what they're doing. So what I'm going to do.
Emergency Xwing's partnership with NASA. Banner landmark link graphics. Toolbar address and search.
All right, I've copied the link, and what I'm going to do
Podcast link.
is I'm going to put this link in the description so you can go and read about this as well. All right. Remember about, again, the first story that we covered. I'd love to get your thoughts on that as well. And
Windows Media Player.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the two articles that I shared. This is the first time I've done like a news thing, but I like this. I love aviation, and I love stuff to do with outer space and all that. But I would like to get your opinion. So make sure you leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think about it and all that good stuff. Until next time, my friend, that is going to be it for now. I would like to thank you for joining me. Be sure to tap on that subscribe button and join us here at BVI Pilots. And also be sure to tap on that notifications and set your notifications to always, so you're notified each and every single time that we publish a new video. Until next time, my friends, take care, and be sure to let me know what you think about these videos. Do you like them? And if you got any ideas, let me know. We sure be glad to take in suggestions. So till next time, take care, and we'll talk soon.